Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all of you. I welcome all the participants for our 7 days online skill training course. Today is our last day, and we have today with us the respected resource person, Dr. L. Devarani. Welcome, madam. And so I would like to inform that there are more than 700 participants. They have registered from all over India, and particularly from college students and from our CAU and many other places. And they are all young people who looks for shaping their skill, like even personality development, interview skills. And so this was our 38th webinar. And so we have this today is the last day, and I welcome each and every one of you for this our last day session. So before going further, I would like to introduce our resource person, and Dr. L. Devarani, currently serving as an associate professor, College of Postgraduate Studies in Agriculture Science, Central Agriculture University, Imphal, Meghalaya. She's expertise in areas of development communication and human resource development and gender sensitization. And she has 12 years of teaching experience, conducted a training for professionals and students on gender sensitization, work-life balance, entrepreneurial motivation, training management. She has guided more than 12 master and 4 PhD students in agriculture extension. She has published more than 70 papers. So I request now Madam L. Devarani to start the session. Madam, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Very good morning to everyone here. So I hope you had a very nice experience in this 8 days training program with lots of activities which focus on personality development, learning new skills. So I hope I'm audible. Hello, am I audible, sir? Hello.
Yes, madam, audible. Yes, madam, audible.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So so many activities in the past week. Now we are coming to the end. But I would like to differ a little bit from what has been discussed by the earlier presenters. So the focus was mainly on personality development. So as we know that personality is what we see outside. So when we define personality, we define as something which we see as in a person as a whole. So what we see, how the person behaves, what he looks like, how he acts, how he communicates, everything encompasses his personality. But if you see closely, if you think, then personality is nothing but it is what is the outward exhibition of what we feel inside, what we think, what we are inside. So until and unless we gain clarity about what we feel, what we are, we won't be able to bring about that overall personality in an appropriate manner, in whatever way we want to present. So understanding that perspective from an internal level is important. That is why the focus of my presentation will be basically on a psychological aspect, understanding our mind, the internal aspect of personality. So how all these internal aspects shape the external appearance, and how by having a control over these internal activities, we can have a control over our external exhibited personality. So the topic that was assigned to me was related to self-awareness for effective communication. So I would like to have the focus on this, say not only self-awareness for effective communication, but self-awareness and effective communication, because it is interrelated. Effective communication leads to better self-awareness. At the same time, better self-awareness also enhances effective communication. So as we all know that communication is one very important part of having a good personality. So I would like to say that when we say a good communicator, effective communication, we generally say that, okay, as a layman, everyone assumes that it's about being a good orator, speaking effectively, public speaking. So majority of our personality is determined by that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be with a good orator. Okay, so let's shift the focus from public speaking, giving interviews, interacting with the public and all that, and come to something which is more discreet. Let's say interpersonal communication, communication within a group, a team. So every one of us, we have to maintain
In progress.
we have to maintain interpersonal relations. Interpersonal skills are important. Okay, maybe in the professional level or maybe in the personal level. So we have to interact at the interpersonal level, also at the group level. Okay, how do you perform in a group? Say, so I will be focusing mostly on the students. So when the students are like, say, when you pass out and then you maybe engage in some organization. So organization is basically a group of people. So how do you deal yourself among that group of people? How do you form effective teams? How do you conduct yourself in a group setting? These things are important. So understanding yourself, understanding the other person is very important for having a good communication. So I would like to start sharing my slides. Is my slide visible? Hello, sir?
Yes, madam, visible.
Yes, thank you, sir. So I want every participant here to ask this question. What do you want from life? Okay, think away from everything like we just encasting have your mind like say about personality development, communication skills, everything you leave aside and think what do you want from life? We might have multiple number of answers. Okay, somebody might say it's a satisfying career that you want, right? Many youngsters would like to say that it is a satisfying career that you want. Some might say it's about having a compatible and understanding spouse. So you see, like youth, that you are in a stage where you are in the like say maybe looking out for like say a good partner and all that. So you might think about say a good spouse is what I need. Okay, maybe a bunch of good friends. Okay, some may say like my want for power and money is more. Some may say that okay, I have some dreams. I don't care about power, money, but I want to achieve something. I want to create something. Some might say that it is about serving others. They're having a more selfless attitude and it's about serving others. Okay, some might even say that okay, in order to satisfy all these things, what is required is that maybe you require to be a good influencer. Okay, you need to have better decision-making ability. You need to have good interpersonal and team skills, good looking, dressing well, good leadership quality, right? So some of these things, okay, some or all of these things may be required in order to say help those things which you require, which I have kept it in the upper section. You may be requiring these qualities. Okay, but ultimately, what qualities you have, what do you want? Ultimately, it boils down to this. Okay, so ultimately, happiness, satisfaction, and internal peace is what we all want. Do you agree with me? Yes, anyone, do you agree with me that whatever, like, the things that you desire, you want, ultimately, what is the end point is that you want to derive happiness, you want to have satisfaction, you want to have internal peace, right? So whatever it is, to achieve that, okay, the ability to connect with others as well as self, not only connecting with the others that you are involved with at a personal level or on a professional level, but connecting with oneself. Okay, it's important, be it for the professional level at reason or maybe for the personal reasons. They're making good relation in the family, okay, having a good friend, maintaining good work teams. Okay, how do you influence your subordinates? Okay, how do you connect with your boss? All these things, it's all about, say, having ability to connect with others and understanding self. So based on these things, the topic of my uh, lecture today is on self-awareness and effective communication. So there are two terminologies involved here, self-awareness and effective communication. So I guess that most of the students here will be uh, students of agriculture and allied disciplines. So you might have had some basic idea about what communication is. So we generally define communication as a process through which we share two or more people, they share their ideas, their feelings, okay, some facts, some informations, okay, for various reasons. Right, so two parties need to be involved. But we say that the communication that we have is effective only when, okay, only when these three levels has been established. You can see here that message reached the audience. That means what I want to say is received by my audience. Okay, now I'm speaking to all of you. So if my voice is not reaching you, if you cannot hear me, then my message has not reached you. Okay, but it is not just about physically reaching of the message, but also those, the message should be rich in exactly the same way as intended by the communicator. So what I'm saying, you should be able to understand it in exactly the same way, right? And if you're not able to understand, effectiveness is reduced. And the last point is that it leads to desired behavioral change. That means after the message reaches, if you have understood it, then you should be able to act upon it. Okay. Say if I say, your parents might be saying, okay, you are like, say, sit up early and do exercise. You should go for healthy food. Don't eat junk food, KFC, and all that. Then, like, say, you know that it is good, but if it is not leading to desired behavioral change, the communication is not effective. So the three levels is important for achieving the communication effectiveness. That it reach the audience, it leads to desired, it, it is understood by the audience in the same way, and leads to desired behavioral change. So these three levels is important. And coming back to what I said in the beginning, communication is not just about, say, speaking, being a good orator, but it's a two-way process where when somebody is speaking, somebody should be listening. Okay, when you're writing somebody, you are writing for an audience. There should be some readers. So basically, we have this four communication skills, and at the central point of all these four communication skills, we have our thought and reasoning process. That means whatever I'm speaking because I understand it. Okay, I internalize it and I'm able to explain it. It is coming from my mind. It is coming from my brain, right? And whatever you are listening, okay, you listen and understand with your brain. If you listen without understanding, then it is like simply hearing. Okay, but if you try to understand and give meaning to my words, then you are using your brain, you're using your reasoning ability, you're using your thoughts, right? So all these things is what you mean by communication skills. So being aware of what we are help us in developing good communication skill. Okay, we will be able to be a good speaker if we understand well. We will be able to be a good listener if we understand ourselves well. Okay, what we write, okay, how we express it. For example, I guess many of you may be having the habit of say reading like say out books like novels, fictions or non-fictions, whatever. So good books are nothing but the author, the writer has been able to connect with a large number of people. He have been able to empathize. So he understands what he wants to say. He understands other people's feeling, that what other people will want. That is why he is able to connect. Okay. Even in the films, you say film producers, directors, when they produce films, which topic is the majority of the people will like? What will be my storytelling style? What if I tell the story in this way? Will it be like more interesting for the people? So you see, they understand themselves better. Okay, their thoughts, their ideas, they're able to articulate it properly and then bring it out in the form of videos, okay, or maybe in the writing format, so that they can connect with the people. So it's about understanding yourself. It's about understanding other people, that you will be able to be a good communicator. But in the process of communication, there are many things which may come in between, which we call barriers. Okay, so barriers are nothing but like they are something which restricts the process of communication by making it non-effective, ineffective. Okay, so it can be anything. It can be anything which impedes or makes the communication difficult. So there are many different ways in which we can classify communication barriers. Okay, but in relation to my today's topic, I will be concentrating on this two, that is psychological barriers and sociocultural barriers. So what do you mean by psychological barriers? Okay, so when I'm speaking, you just introspect yourself. Think about what you are feeling. What type of psychological barriers are there in your mind when you are speaking? Okay. So when we human beings are not, say, an empty slate. Our mind, okay, our mind is not an empty slate. It has already been written, right? So many things has happened in our past. Okay. So I guess the students in their lifetime of 10 to 20 years, maybe, you have experienced so many things. You have had so many life experiences by your education, the society, the people you have met, any unique experiences that you have had. So all these things help you in shaping your personality, okay, in shaping what you are. So that is why when we say something, okay, or when we give meaning to something that we see or read or listen to, it is always like say based on what we think. Okay, so our attitude, what attitude do you have? What opinions do you have? Okay, so your attitude, maybe your attitude towards certain thing, maybe your attitude towards say the discipline of say the agriculture fraternity. Okay, so I don't know, but it happens in many areas that students, okay, I'm giving the example so that I can connect with the students better. So most of the students around like in India, okay, so they say the parents, okay, society say that, oh, after class 12, okay, don't go for art is not, I mean, got good for students, and then you should be going for medical, you should be going for engineering. So that is how our like the middle class mentality is, right? So our attitude means doctor means like very good, okay, very highly respected. So if agriculture may not be somewhere maybe, so your attitude, no, the attitude of the society, it varies, okay, according like say to you that. Then your emotions, also your emotions, like what you're feeling right now. Maybe you're feeling afraid, you're feeling shy, you're feeling very happy. So whenever you are doing that, then it is shown in your communication. Okay, when you're not happy or angry, okay, you may not be able to express what you want to say very clearly. You will be, your emotions, your anger will cloud your ability to express or ability to listen properly, right? When you're happy also, you may be so happiness may be there that you may overlook all other things. Okay, so that thing creates some barrier. Premature evaluations or prejudice, this is again affected by our attitude. So when we people speak, okay, or listen to somebody, we always make premature evaluation. That means we don't listen with a open mind. Our mind is already clouded with so many things that we see things very from our own personal point of view. So we tend to make prejudice. Okay, so you can say so many prejudices, no, say against religion, against gender, against minority people, right? So you can say prejudice are nothing but they like sir have already said that there are many from north, I mean from all over India, but I guess many of you may be from northeast. So you see there are many prejudice against our northeast people, no, like say the mainland Indian people may see us that we eat so like different say uneatable things, or maybe like we are not say civilized. So this is what we think, what you call by the prejudice. So all these psychological things may come in making our communication more less effective. Then what self-image do you have? Okay, are you confident? Are you shy? What do you think about you in comparison with others? Your self-image, it also plays a very important role. Okay, I don't know, I mean my friends are better than me, okay, or whatever. If you are inferior, if you feel superior, okay, both have their own advantages and disadvantages. Anyway, these factors comes into play in creating psychological barriers. At the same time, there are also something which we call socio-cultural barriers. So we come from different socio-cultural background. Okay, so every one of us have our own background, our own society and its culture. So we cannot segregate. We cannot say that don't think from that cultural perspective. Okay, there is always something which is influencing, and our culture is influencing our way we think, right? Say for example, what do you think about, say, even maybe good things about elders? Okay, so respect, this is what we that comes to our mind. It is our culture. So how do we dress? How do we conduct ourselves? It is all different type of like social cultural things which help you in shaping what you are. Sometimes it may be a barrier also. Okay, so maybe certain non-verbal cues may be affecting our communication barrier. Okay, say for example, in Indian culture, if say if the youngsters are interrupting two people elders talking, then maybe he may be judged as some uncultured or not say good person, right? So that is the nonverbal cues coming into play when we are say communicating. So understanding your culture as and having an empathy for other people's culture is important. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that cultural barriers may come in between when we are trying to communicate. Say, for example, status difference. In the case of society, we have the caste system, class system. So this differences in this caste and class may create a barrier in the communication. Okay, the values, the norms, the belief system that you have. Okay, so what you believe is good, what you believe is bad, okay, may influence what other people think. So there were many issues, no, right now also there is like the issues coming, I mean lots of things going on regarding that burqa thing. Okay, so you have their own beliefs, your own norms. So your perception, your ideas is guided by your own this culture. Okay, so you see people have different things, and even language have their own barriers. Say language obviously is a barrier if two people are not having the same language. And then like say the ways we speak also may have different, like say in the accent, or maybe the language style. Okay, say for example in Hindi, okay, uh, that the normal should the Hindi is there, then we have what we call say in Hindi films and all, you might have seen the tapori style. Okay, so that type of thing may not be considered as very civilized or very good. Okay, so you see this cultural barriers also comes up when you and when we are communicating. So fine, that is about effective communication, and I'm coming to self-awareness. Okay, so how aware are you of yourself, what you are? How do you define yourself? Okay, so every one of us is different. Every one of us, like irrespective of our gender, our religion, or whatever we are like say we are different, right? So we have different personality traits. Our behavior is different. The way we feel is different, right? That makes us every one of us unique. Okay, some of you may be having, like, say, you may say that I'm very outgoing, I'm extroverted. Someone may say I'm very introverted. Okay, like, what are your strengths? Someone may say that I'm very good in drawing. Someone may say that I'm a very good speaker. So you see your traits, your behaviors, what do you feel? It's different. Okay, so self-awareness is the ability to see yourself clearly and objectively through reflection and introspection. That means how clearly are you able to understand yourself? Okay, so essentially, this is a psychological state in which oneself becomes the focus of attention. So, what we think, what we feel, we should be able to understand that, because what we think and what we feel is what we show outside, that influences our behavior. Okay, so our thinking, our belief system, our, what you call, our feelings, okay, it will affect how we behave outside. So in doing so, we can monitor ourselves, because we have a better understanding of what our internal preferences are. Okay, as its core, self-awareness is our ability to understand ourselves and how we fit into this world. So why is it important is that, say, being self-aware is about recognizing what you can and you cannot control. Okay, so many of us rely on the external world to tell us how to live. As a result, we take away our ability to define our own truth. Do you agree? Do you agree that society, the external world, tell us how to live? Okay, a small child, when he is born, when he or she is born, they don't know what his or her life is going to be, what he or she will want. But majority of these things is governed and influenced by the external factors. Parents, from the very beginning. Okay, you might have seen the movie Three Idiots. Mera beta engineer banega, from the bird itself. Remember? Okay, so all throughout his upbringing, that thing is instilled in his mind. Okay, you are a girl, behave properly, keep within your limits, don't cross your limit, don't argue with boys, right? So many of these external factors of what we want is determined by our society. Okay, the external factors are influencing your internal self. We also fail to fully discover our values, dreams, and patterns, all important keys that can help inform our decision making in creating the life we want. So our inner desire, every one of has some inner unfulfilled desires, no? Like what we wanted. Okay. So you are doing agriculture. Secretly, some of you may be harboring the dream of becoming a writer, maybe a dancer, right? But your parents might have told you writing won't give you a good and steady income. Dancing is not good for the reputation of my family. Okay, so you see the external factors influences your internal state of mind. So what you want is again remain hidden inside yourself, your mind. It is not coming forward. You're not able to express it fully. So if you're looking to define self-awareness in your own words, it may be like, if you are self-aware, you are able to notice and name what you are doing and feeling at a particular point of time. What you are doing. What do I feel? What do I want? Okay, if you're clearly able to understand and then realize this is what I'm feeling right now, this is what I want right now, okay, then you are truly self-aware. But psychologists say that, okay, only 10 to 15% of the people in the entire world are actually self-aware. Okay, many people may say that this is my true self, but actually this is not exactly the true self. The true self you're exhibiting, that you call yourself as your true self, is influenced by many external factors. Okay, but it is difficult to achieve, but nevertheless we may try to understand that, okay, something is there inside me, I need to understand that. So it's about what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what am I doing. So you see, people are not completely born self-aware, okay, but as we grow, self-awareness keeps on increasing. So in order to understand the concept of self-awareness better, I would like to focus on these two things, okay. There are two types of self-awareness. One is the public self-awareness and the private self-awareness. Okay, public self-awareness is very well known. Okay, that means how you behave in public. You see, when you are in public, you will obviously be conscious about how you conduct yourself, how you dress, how you behave, because you are going to be judged by the people you interact with. Okay, so it's awareness about how people they appear to the others. So it emerges in situations when people are at the center of attention. So when you're making a public speaking, okay, when you are talking to a large number of people, you're making some performance, okay, giving seminars and all, that is what you call the public self-awareness. Okay, so it compels people to adhere to social norms. So you see, the society that we live in, okay, have certain social norms. So if you are going to speak in public, according to the situation, if it is a religious gathering, if it is say educational level gathering, whatever, it may be a school. So depending upon, there are certain social norms that you have to follow. Okay, starting from the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you address to others, what type of language is acceptable or not. Okay, these are the social norms. So we try to compel us to adhere to the social norms. If we are not doing that, then people will judge us, right? Okay, what this lady is speaking, okay, in public, mentioning all these things, which is not, say, if you are speaking, addressing to in people in a gathering, religious gathering, maybe in a church or something, and when you're using some undesirable words, people will judge you. Okay, so the way you dress, okay, say you're giving a seminar in your institution, and you come up in, like, say, very casually dressed, people will judge you. So you see, we have certain societal norms. So public awareness is nothing but what we feel, okay, about ourselves at a social, when we are a center of attention. So often try to behave in ways that are socially acceptable and desirable. So most of the people, okay, we try to behave in a way that is socially desirable and acceptable. Okay, nowadays, I would like to say that public self-awareness, especially among the youth and this generation, it's all about, say, how they conduct themselves in the social media as well, right? I hope every one of you will agree. Now the self-image, or the what we have, it's like how we present ourselves in the social media, what type of pictures we post, what type of statements we post. It's all, especially if you are a celebrity or somebody, like, say, well known, then it is under very high scrutiny, no? Okay, so for example, what Kangna Ranaut have said, right? Okay, what type of comments Modi have said. So you see, it's about, so that is why, if you are, if majority of the people they will try to adhere to their socially acceptable norms, but then many tend to deviate also. Okay, so for example, I was just mentioning about Kangna Ranaut, and then she's always in the limelight, no, for not adhering to the social norms. That's why people criticize her. Somebody appreciates her for her boldness, whatever. But it is, you see, public self-awareness. So may spend too much time worrying about what other people think of them. Okay, so having an awareness about what we are in the public space is important, but worrying too much also is not good, right? It tends to develop what we call as self-consciousness. Okay, self-consciousness to certain limit is good because we try to present ourselves the better version of ourselves. But if you're too conscious also, it will affect your productivity. It will affect your conduct. I hope every one of you will agree with me, right? So when you're giving your first presentation, when you are, say, speaking, meeting a stranger, you see that is obviously there. You're obviously self-conscious about how you speak, how you look, okay, how you dress. But then too much consciousness also is not good. Okay. So that is about public self-awareness. The second is the private self-awareness. So awareness of some aspects of themselves, but only in private way. So what are these private ways? Say it may be your physical aspects. Okay. So you may be looking at the mirror and seeing, like, how I look. Okay. Then how I, like, say, what type of emotions you are feeling right now. Okay, if you're able to understand what you're able to feel right now, what type of emotions you are feeling. Okay, it may sound very easy. If I ask you, what are you feeling right now? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling ashamed? Are you feeling shy? But many a times, people are not able to explain their emotions in a very clear way. Okay, what I feel as something anger, maybe some hidden, like say, fear that is exhibiting as an anger. Have any one of you experienced such thing that you feel that certain like this sadness, but why is it happening? Okay, anxiety, you're having anxiety, but where is it stemming from? Okay, you're not able to explain that. It is like say very easy. Oh, what I feel, why should I not know? But it's very difficult actually. Then what your values are. So you see, we behave according to our values. We conduct ourselves according to our values, right? So how much value do you give to women? How much value you give to money? How much value you give to your family, right? So the value varies. Okay, so let me just give you one example. I just saw some few days back on social media. That was one Manipuri lady speaking about Manipuri values. Okay, that so the society now, it have this value that okay, an employed person in a government office or somebody who is not able to earn some extra buck from this people may not be considered as, he is a very foolish person. Okay, so it happens now in government offices. There's lots of corruptions and all happening. If you're not able to earn some extra money through these activities, you are say you're a foolish person. Okay, if somebody is earning good an amount from those things, then oh, he is very clever. He is earning so much. No, like see. So if you judge morally from ethical point of view, what do you feel? It's a personal matter. Obviously, I mean, legally it is not correct, but if you from a moral angle, okay, what value do you accept? Oh, it is okay, no problem, everyone is doing it, why not me? Okay, so it's a personal choice. The value that you have regarding this ethical things, it is about, you see, awareness about yourself, your private self-awareness, to notice and reflect on one's internal state, being introspective, approaching your feelings and reactions with curiosity. So what do I feel? What do I have? What beliefs do I have? What values do I hold? How do I say conduct myself according to my values? So you see, even people with private self-awareness are prone to self-consciousness. How? So you see, people may not be seeing you, but you see, whenever you have to make certain decisions, okay. So I was talking about this driving and all that. So I know that this is not good. My morally, it is not good. My conscience is not allowing me, but somehow I have to do because I have to get my things done. Internal conflict, right? So that thing, I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong, right? That extra consciousness also sometimes makes people very anxious and then make them like say prone to certain type of mental uh, say illness. Okay, so you see, having self consciousness is not just about public self awareness but also about private self awareness. And if you have to be aware of what you are, your public self as well as your private self, but too much of that consciousness, focusing too much on that, may lead to certain undesirable consequences as well. Okay, fine. So let's see at these factors. What affects our thoughts and actions? So we have already seen that what we are, it is a matter of what we feel inside, what we are, right? So our thoughts and actions are influenced at a multiple level by various factors. So what are these factors? So you see here, first, personality. If I ask you how many of you usually we classify personality as per Carl Jung have classified into extroverts, introverts, and sometimes there is what we call ambiverts. How many of you are extroverts? How many of you are introverts? How does that affect your communication behavior? Okay, so it is a very interesting thing to reflect upon, because it has been scientifically proven that it is nothing about it is something to do with the way people are made up of our mental setup. It's about so you see, extroverts, they feel happy, and when they go out, hang out with people, they get fully charged. They're very excited, happy when they are hanging out with people, talking to people. Okay, introverts, they are not exactly, they don't want people social life or interacting with people, they enjoy, but then this drains them. That means their battery goes down when they are doing it. They want some time for self, for say charging themselves, just like your battery goes down and you have to charge. They want some me time to recharge themselves, because talking too much and socializing too much makes them feel very low and then very tired. That is why they don't want that much. It is very mentally very consuming for them. Okay, so you see, like say there are differences. So introvertness is not similar with shyness. Many people differentiate. The things that introvertism and shyness is similar, but it is not. Okay, shyness is different. If I have seen even extroverts which are shy extremely when they first come to meet new people. Okay, but it is about how you like say feel in public setting. Extroverts, okay, oh, I had a very bad day today in office. Okay, I'm very really tired. Let's go out and party. Extroverts feel happy and then they relax when they're partying. But introverts, I had a very bad day in office. It's very tiring. Let's just watch. I'll just like say put on Netflix, watch a good movie and relax. Okay, because mixing with people will again make them more tired. That's a difference. Anyway, that is how like say the differences are there, and it creates our influence, our thoughts and actions. Then the state of mind, our state of mind and emotions, like I said, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're angry, your emotions will guide your actions. Then need wants and aspirations. So what are your needs? What are your wants? In the beginning of the slide, I have shown you what are your needs. It may be money, it can be power, it can be achievement. Good marks makes me happy. I want to become a scientist. Okay, I want to start my own enterprise, be a very good, say, entrepreneur. Want to be one of the sharks in the Shark Tank India. That's your aspiration. Okay, life experiences and education. So your experiences, the type of education that you have, that is why we say education is important. Okay, so the school that you went to, okay, the type of teachers you had, okay, the life experiences you had as a part of the society, your family, it influences your actions and thoughts. Your culture and societal norms, I have explained that, your values, your belief system, okay, the relationship that you have. So it is about, even if I'm very angry, I may not be able to express my anger to my boss, right? Because you see, that relation, that status thing is different is there. But to my friend or maybe my husband, I may be able to express it more, like say, freely, right? So you see the type of relationship that you share, it may affect. Okay, and also, it is not just about this thing, but even biological factors, right? So it is also scientifically proven that biological factors like the way your hormones behave, okay, that is why we say the teenagers is the adolescent stage is very, like say, when the hormones are playing so many things, and then that's why people tend to be more aggressive, and then it's difficult to control kids. So it's about, say, the hormones also plays a very important factor. So anyway, the different factors which affect our thoughts and actions. Okay, so if you're aware of these things, you will be able to control these things and behave appropriately in the right way that you want. So see this carefully. To be aware of oneself means to peel away the layers of contaminations of our past and perceive things as they are now. That is perceiving the reality. So like I said, we always see things from our tinted glasses. That means, what has the society taught you? What has our education system taught you? Okay, what are your values, your beliefs? all these past things that you have learned your entire life will come into play when you are trying to understand yourself or when you're trying to communicate. Okay. So when you are truly aware of yourself, you try to peel away all these things, okay, becoming very, very objective, not subjective. That means, okay, say for example, let's say I'm a Muslim, so I know the importance of burqa for women of my community. Okay, but if I see it objectively, not from my religious sentiments, that is what you mean by objectivity, right? So you see, that is how you will be able to peel away the layers of contamination of the past and perceive things as they are now, not something as, like, say, making your own judgment, you're making comments. Okay, that is not the right way. Okay, so a woman raising voice, okay, a woman raising voice in a gathering, we won't listen to what you're saying. Okay, we won't listen to what you're saying. A woman should never talk in public. When men is talking, women should not talk, right? Then what is happening? Our cultural influence is coming into play. Okay, then thinking objectively means, okay, calm down. What you're trying to say, speak clearly. Listening to the women. That means we are peeling away our cultural values and beliefs, and then trying to act objectively at that point of time. That is what you mean by being self-aware. So our performance, our relationship will improve if we're trying to act in a more aware manner. So aware people, they attempt to make genuine contact with people. Okay, that means they try. Or they don't think, for example, I see somebody, say, I was giving the example of this Northeast Indians. No one person is coming, oh, this chinky people and all that. Okay, they are uncivilized. I don't want to talk to them like that. Say that is be having prejudice. So if you're truly uh, self-aware, we just don't think about those things, and then we connect to people in a more genuine way to the person that they are, not by their religion, by their gender, or by their beliefs or customs, whatever. We generally try to make good contact with them. They know their feelings and fantasies and are afraid or ashamed of them. So how many of you are ashamed of your fantasies and dreams? Okay, oh, I want to become this, I want to become that. But if I say this to my parents, if I tell it to my friends, they will make fun of me, right? So if you are shying away, if you yourself are not able to accept it, others, how can you expect others to accept it? They're spontaneous, flexible, and not foolishly impulsive. That means they act. So you might have heard of this term, respond, do not react. Okay, so these people, they are spontaneous. That means they respond to things very effectively. They don't react. They don't act foolishly impulsive. They learn to let go. If something is not beyond your control, you cannot have them, let it go. Don't ponder. Don't say get angry, sad, or say hold on to things. Let things go. If your boyfriend left you, some reason, it's for good. Let him go. Okay, why not? Why just hold the grudge and all that? Okay, let past be past. Something happened. I was not able to get into medical. Let it go. Let it not spoil your career here. They don't wear social and emotional masks, and they attempt to see other people in their uniqueness. So this is also another thing which we hear about many times, wearing social and emotional masks. You're not feeling happy inside, but then okay, you have to present yourself. Okay, so genuine people, they don't do that. They are very clear of what they feel and able to articulate them, and they try to see others in their own uniqueness. Okay, that means they try to see those good things in people. They know the good things in themselves. They try to see good things in people. So self-awareness give us the power to influence others. If you know yourself, if you know others well, it gives you the power to influence outcome. It gives help us become better decision makers. It gives us more self-confidence so as we be able to communicate our intentions clear and with clarity. Okay. So what decisions do you make? Okay. So many times, okay, just think whenever you are about to make a decision, then you will think many things, no? Like say, what about, you will think about the cost, you will think about what other people will say, you will think about whether it is acceptable in your culture or not. Okay, you will think about what other your friends might react to it. So many things, no? If you're aware, this is exactly what I want. Those things, no, what other people will say, how society will react, will be of less relevance. Okay, you will be able to understand what you feel and then able to do exactly what you want. It allows us to understand things from multiple perspectives. It frees us from our assumptions and biases. It helps us to build better relations, give us greater ability to regulate our emotions. It decreases stress, and ultimately it's about happiness. Okay, so how many of you have been caught in this dilemma that I want this, I will do this, and you have done it, but that guilt has caught you? Or I met my parents, that my parents wanted me to do this, but I opted for this. I have met my parents sad, holding on that guilt. So you have got what you want, but that guilt is making us unhappy, right? So if you truly know what you want, okay, then those things become irrelevant and you will be able to better convince your parents, right? So you see, that is what you mean by being self-aware. Okay, you are what you feel, what you want is important. You should be able to know it and then bring it into what you are externally. So that is the theoretical part about effective communication and self-awareness. So I guess like I'm going more of on a theoretical part, but because of the mode of our interaction, the topic also. But before going into the other section, I would like to receive some questions. If there are some questions, then I would like to receive the questions now. Hello.
Madam, they can type it in the chat
Hello.
box. So
Yes. Okay, sir. Then should I continue, sir?
yes, you can continue. If they have any questions,
Okay.
they can type it in the chat box, then you can answer them.
Okay.
At the end also, we can have an interaction session. I will unmute all the participants at the end.
Okay, sir. No problem. Okay, fine. So I would like to explain two important techniques, okay, which is helping us to have a better communication and also better self-awareness. So one is transactional analysis. So I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but it is one important technique that is used by psychologists, psychotherapists, in order to make people better version of themselves, like life coach and all that. They use this technique to develop people's personality, make them better communicator, interact with their personal and professional this one parties. So you see, as the name says here, transaction. Generally, we use the word transaction on in economics level aspects. Okay, but transaction here means the type of transactions we have through our interactions. So when we communicate, maybe verbally or maybe non-verbally, we are doing transactions. I hope everyone will agree. I'm giving you information. Okay, I'm giving you information. I'm giving you something, right? You're giving a note, you're giving feedback, you're asking questions. That is the, like, the giving back again. Transact, to give and give to exchange. Basically, it's about exchange. So you see, it is about words, it is about feelings, it is about ideas. It can be anything that we exchange. So analysis of that exchange of informations and emotions and then different type of interactions. That is what you mean, what we do in transactional analysis. So it's a primary unit of social intercourse There is exchange of words, emotions, feelings, gestures, etc. So transactional analysis is a method of analyzing and understanding interpersonal behavior. When you are talking to somebody on an interpersonal level, one to one. Okay, how do you analyzing it? It was developed by the Russian it's a Canadian psychologist Eric Berne in 1954. So this is Dr. Eric Berne. So you see here, transactional analysis is a very interesting thing. It is composed of many components. Okay, but right now here I'm going to focus on only three components, which will be of positions and actions. So ego has nothing to do with what this lady has a very high ego like that. Okay, but ego here it means yourself. Okay, the type of uh, position that you are having at that point of time. So ego, that is the individual's behavior makeup, his pattern of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Okay, so ego means what you are at that point of time, what you're thinking, how you're behaving, how you're feeling. So Eric Berne has classified ego into three types: parent, adult, and child. Okay, so irrespective of the age of a person, okay, maybe a child, maybe a teenager, maybe an adult, maybe an old person, anybody can have any of this ego state. Not necessarily. Even a child can have a parent ego state. Okay, even a 70-year-old man can have a child ego state. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Depending. So Berne believed that when we interact with other people, our state of mind affects what happens. He believed that there are three states of mind on all humans, no matter how old they are. So how are parents? You can say elders who are, like, say, taking care of us, are caregivers. So how they behave, especially with your kids, with their children. Okay, they are protective, sometimes overprotective, authoritative. You have to do this. You don't do this. Okay, scolding, making rules. Okay, then making things like, say, things like upright, judge behavior. This is good behavior, this is bad behavior. Brush your teeth every morning and night. Okay, you should not say it is cold, you have to wear this. Okay, when you go to school, okay, like, say, wear your marks, whatever it is. Like, say, it's a parent ego state, being overprotective, giving instructions. Okay, very authoritative, making rules of do's and don'ts. Okay, 9 a.m. Okay, bedtime, no more TV, whatever. This is the parent ego state, right? So what does it mean is that anyone can have a parent ego state. Even a child may say to his friend, "Oh, don't do that, that is bad." Right? So he may act as a parent ego in a parent ego state. It is just how he's acting or feeling at that point of time. So how do you define an adult? Somebody who is mature and then have a rational way of thinking and behaving. So adult ego state, they're rational, analytical, and logical behavior and decisions. So adults, they are basically what is the desirable ego state. Okay, that means whenever we are going to make any decisions, we think very objectively. These adults, okay, they are not guided by their emotions or their fear. Okay, they are open to communication. They are in a balanced state of maturity. Okay, so they put their emotional child ego state and store data of parent state to the test of reasoning and reality. This is very important. As a child, we are told, don't do this. Okay, how many of you have, like, the experience? I think almost no, maybe around 90% will say that parents, God will get angry. Okay, don't do this, God will get angry, you will be punished. Okay, so this is not desirable, this is not how a good boy should behave. But do the child really question why should I do this, why should I not do that? And most of the time parents do, No, don't question too much. Okay, do whatever I say. Right. So that is being like instilled in our mind for a very long period of time. And when we become parents again, that child become a parent again, he will do the same thing with his kid also. Okay, without proper reasoning. So you see, we don't reason it. So this keeps on perpetuating. So unless we reason this thing, why my parents were saying this, whether it was good or bad, whether it is still applicable in today's scenario or not. So an adult, when he matures, he try to reason it and put that in question. And when he find that this was actually good, he will try to follow it. If it was bad, he will try to discard it. Okay, so he tried to like say put all these things into test of reasoning and reality. He thinks very logically, he is very rational, and then he is very objective in his approach. And child, how does a child behave? A child doesn't have any much fear or shyness. He will behave in a very carefree manner, right? So you see, very happy, smiling and then clapping hands. Okay, feeling afraid or not getting something, crying. Okay, throwing tantrums. Right, child does that. So the emotions, impulse, fear, anxiety, conformity, open to change, six guidance, does not mind being monitored. A child will say in most cases will not mind being monitored, right? Parents are teaching whatever they're saying, they will just quietly follow. Some may like say try to say counter, but mostly they are they don't mind being monitored. They don't like they show their emotions very freely. Okay. So I mean, as an adult, we are told we should not be crying in public. You must not be showing too much happiness. Okay, so like we have seen, like say girls should not be laughing too much. It doesn't create a good impression. Boys should not cry. Boys don't cry. Whatever it is, you see, it's about, you see, adults. I mean, when we grow up, we tend to do that. But child, they do whatever they want, right? So child is that kind of state. Then life positions. Okay, I will come back to the ego states along with the life positions later. So you see, life positions means the dominant philosophy of an individual developed in early life on the basis of continuous experience. So just think about yourself, okay, when I say this life position, which life position are you at this point of time? So this life position is reflected in his identity, his sense of worth, and his perception of others. So what do you feel about yourself? How do you feel yourself? Are you happy and content with what you are? Okay. Are you do you feel that you are worthless, just a burden on this world? Do you feel that you have lots of potentials and so much things to contribute to the world and others? What do you think about others? Do you think people are good? Do you think people are, say, always up to something? Do you trust people? Okay, this is your thinking. So this will govern in life position, in which life positions you are. So life positions is basically divided into 4 parts based on this. Okay, based on whether I am okay and whether you are okay, according to me. Okay, so you see here, the first quadrant, I am okay, you are okay. Right. Then second quadrant, I am not okay, you are okay. So you see here like that, there are 4 quadrants. Let us see one by one. I am okay, you are okay. This is the ideal life position, rational based on adult ego state. Okay, so here, basically the person who will be here, that means I am a good person. I'm okay means I'm a good person. You are also a good person. Let's have good relation. Okay, that is the ideal life position. It's based on the adult ego state, developed after a large number of okay experiences. That means when you have a good experience with everyone, good experience in your life, good experience when you interact with people, you develop confidence in yourself, you develop trust in people, right? Then you are in that life position. They show confidence and competence, healthy and happy psychologically, and can control their emotions, trust, and care for people. Okay, so the people in this life position have this characteristic. I am okay, you are not okay. Okay, I'm a good human being. I care for people, but the people in this world are not trustworthy. I have had lots of bad experiences with people. Okay, so this type of people, they feel victimized and persecuted, have been victims of rude behavior of others in childhood, because the memories of our childhood is very difficult to erase. Some bad experiences that they may have had in their childhood, it remains stick to their mind. Okay, that is why they feel that life is not good, people are not good, people will do harm to me. They have this fear, they have this belief, feel whole world as enemy, blame others for their misfortunes, does not care for feelings and emotions, do not trust others. So here they have a trust issue with people. I'm a good person and people will do harm to me. Okay, because of the experiences that they have in their life, basically in their childhood. Then I'm okay. I'm not okay, and but you're okay. That means I don't have confidence in myself. Okay, I'm not able to do this. Other people will be able to do this thing in a better day, better than me. Bad things are always happening to me. Everyone is going ahead of me, are going out. Like having a good career, having a good personal life. So they have this type of emotions. They feel very powerless, helpless, and complaining. They are guided by feelings and emotions and often unpredictable and erratic. That means their low self-esteem, their low self-confidence is making them unhappy inside. They're not able to see why it is happening, but they are always very unpredictable and erratic. That is why they feel people are, see, everyone is doing well, I'm the only one left behind, that type of having self-pity. That is what is exhibited in this ego state. And lastly, I'm not okay, you are not okay. Here, it develops in those neglected and unloved in childhood. So this is when many psychologists agree that childhood shapes a person's life. It shapes a person's life, it shapes a person's. So they feel that I am a bad person. So that is why my parents have neglected me. My parents are also bad. Okay, the society has done this to me. The society is bad. I am a bad person. Okay, indifferent towards people and objects, and feel that life is not worth living. Tends to be indecisive and provocative. So everything is bad. What is the purpose of life? Okay, I'm not good enough. I'm not contributing anything. Nobody is doing any good. Okay, everyone is bad. I'm a bad person. That's why bad things are happening to me. People are bad. They're always thinking about bad. Very negative. Okay, very negative and a very pessimistic approach. So here, people who have had very like difficult childhood have had faced many neglection and then any, like say, not love in the given so much attention. They develop such type of attitude towards life. Okay, and that tends to be very, like say, indecisive or not doing things properly, and then like say they don't want anything. They don't have any desire to live. They don't have any desire to achieve anything. Okay, they don't want to make friendship or make relation with people. So that is a very undesirable state. Okay, but people do exist in these life positions also. Then type of transactions. Transactions means, like I said, the exchange process that take place. So when we communicate with people in an interpersonal basis, when we talk to our parents, when we talk to our elders, when we talk to our friends, whoever we are talking to, okay, we are talking to one of the ego states. Let's see this. Complementary transaction. So you can see here, interactions, responses, actions regarded as appropriate and expected from other person. So these are also called parallel communication. So you see, the adult is talking to an adult. What time do you have? What is the time now? Oh,
Madam, sound is not
it's
coming.
12.
Madam, you have muted. Can you unmute?
Yes, sir. So I think I was not audible all through.
Yeah, no. Just a second only. Now it is audible now.
Okay, sir, yeah. So complementary transaction may be adult to adult, and then it can be from parent to the child also, because when we are acting as a parent, we are talking to the child and the other person. Okay, so among friends, two girls talking. Okay, then say one girl is saying, "Oh, I had a breakup. Okay, my boyfriend did this and that, said this and that, crying." So when crying means it's exhibiting a child ego state. Then the friend may be, "Oh, don't worry, life goes on like this. We'll move on." So being a protective parent, or maybe like acting as a parent, like, "Why are you crying over that? That person don't deserve you." All that thing. So acting as a parent, no. So you see, we want, when we are talking to a person from a parent ego state, we're directing to the child in that. When a person is talking from a child ego state, he wants the other person to respond from a parent point of view. So that is what complementary. That this complementary transaction, adult to adult and parent to child, it is the most desirable type of transaction. So you can see here, the boss is saying, "You're late again." "Oh, I'm sorry, it won't happen again." So he's being sorry, showing his emotion. That means he's acting, being adaptive child. Okay, that means he is adapting. Okay, to the boss. So that is a complementary transaction. Sometimes transactions can be crossed. That means which is not desirable. So what time it is? The first question that was here in the complementary transaction, but the person is asking to the adult and the other person. The first person is asking to the adult and the other person. Why don't you just yourself? Where are you asking me? Why don't you just see yourself? See, in that, a person is responding as a parent, and the message is directed to the child and the person. Why can't you do everything yourself? Why can't you do everything properly? Try to learn. Acting as a parent, scolding the other person, the child and the other person. So you see, this is the cross transaction. So cross transaction communication errors, it shows communication breakdown. So obviously the first person will not want to continue the conversation. Communication will break down, and it may lead to relationship breakdown also. So you see, it can be even this type of transaction. No, you can see that the lines are crossing, not parallel. The manager is asking, "You are 3 hours late. I want an explanation." Employee is saying, "Oh, then you get held up in the crash on the highway as well." That means he's not saying sorry, but he's saying, "Oh, you see, there was a huge traffic jam. Where weren't you there in the traffic jam? That's why I'm late." Giving a simple explanation. So you see, the boss was asking from a parent view. But he's explaining very rationally. So the manager in high chance may because he wanted an apology. Sometimes a transaction may seem like a parallel, but then there may be ulterior motives, that means hidden motives. So interactions, responses, actions which are different from those explicitly stated. That means I may say something, but I may mean others something else. So you can see here how are coming up to my room and having some tea. Okay, so to sound, it may sound like you are asking, oh, come, we have tea. But if the manager is asking the employee, then it may mean that, oh, come, I'm going to give you a good scolding. It may mean like that as well, right? So you see, the transaction may seem very simple, but may not be having the inner meaning. The inner ulterior motives may be different to specify. So transactional analysis. Transactional analysis finds application in many different areas. So there is a book called Born to Win. Okay, this book is a very interesting book on transactional analysis. So if you get a chance, I would recommend you to read that book. It is written by two of the associates, okay, two students or fellow researchers of Dr. Eric
Excuse me,
Byrne.
madam.
Yes.
Madam, your
Yes.
screen is not visible.
Oh, my screen is not visible. Okay, okay, let me try again. Yeah, I hope now it's visible. Hello?
Yes, we can see now. Yeah.
Okay, right. So transactional analysis, like I said, you can read that book, Born to Win, by two associates of Dr. Eric Byrne. So it gives you detail about how to conduct an transactional analysis, and even for self-awareness about personal development, for developing good relations. It's a very interesting book. If you are interested in this aspect, you're interested in psychology, I recommend you to read that book. Anyway, it is finds applications in developing positive thinking. It finds applications in developing interpersonal skills and motivations, and also it is used in organizations, especially because you see, organizations, it is a place where there are lots of misunderstanding, conflicts that may tend to happen. So if you're aware about what you feel and how your actions and then your words may affect other persons, then you will be careful about doing that. Okay, so many of the ineffectiveness, unproductivity in organization happens because of personal conflicts, okay, enmity, or maybe this type of things which may happen. And the origin of all this is lack of clear communication. Okay, when conflicts arises, if it is not clearly spelled out, and then it tends to escalate. So organizational development, it requires people to understand others, understand self, communicate effectively, and do away all sort of misunderstanding conflicts so that they perform better. Obviously, it's difficult, it's easier said than done. But then, like say, done properly, transaction analysis has its own benefits. So you see, what transactional analysis tends to say is that it's about people like turned into frogs. Human beings, when babies are born, their life, it's an empty slate. Nothing is written there. What I want to become, what do I do, what I have to do in life, nothing is written. They are born prince and princesses with like say, lots of things that they may want to do, they may want to explore. But parents, as he starts growing, instill that, okay, you have to behave like this, you have to behave appropriately to the societal norms. Okay, if you don't do like that, this your uncle, your aunties, people will not say good things about you. Okay, so money is important, you have to earn good income, you have to become something respectable in the society. Okay, this profession is not acceptable in our society. whatever it is, the parents start scripting their children's life. So ask yourself, is it possible to discard your script and write a new one autonomously? Okay, I would just request the students to ask, introspect yourself. Was your life scripted by your parents, your family, your society? Do you wanted to do something, but then like say, because of the script that is written for you, you have to behave like this in this situation. You have to feel like this. Even feeling has been scripted. I should not be feeling happy here. I should not be feeling sad here. This is the situation. Like say, okay, let me tell you, okay, some example of these things about how you have to feel. Say a mother, when she gives birth to a child, she is expected to feel love, warm affection for the child, and if he doesn't feel that, she is typecasted as somebody who is not having emotions, not fit to be a mother, right? But many a times, this is scientifically proven that mother, they don't have that affection when the child is born. Okay, it develops naturally. That bonding develops naturally, takes time to build up. Okay, emotional turmoil, but they have to bear this silently because people will not understand it. They will think that this mother is not a good mother. So you see, even feelings are scripted, how I should feel, how I should behave. So you see, is it possible to discard your script and write a new one autonomously? What you feel, how you should act, what you should become, right? Okay, so I'm going to the next part, another technique which psychologists use for developing self-awareness. That is what is called Johari Window. So was developed in 1955 and it's used for personal development, for developing communication effectiveness, for developing interpersonal relations, for developing teams and groups. So the Johari Window is named after its creators, American psychologist Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham. So Joe from Joseph and Harry from Harrington. Johari Window. So it's a matrix with 4 quadrants that visualizes the self based on information known and not known. So here, what are you? What do you know about yourself? What you don't know about yourself? It is based on these 4 quadrants. So you can see here in these 4 quadrants, there are things which are known to self, and there are things that are not known to yourself. This is about you. Just think about yourself. Some things that you know about yourself, some things that you don't know about yourself. Is it possible that you don't know something about yourself? Just ask yourself that question. Okay, some things which you don't know about yourself, something which is known by others about you, something which other people don't know about yourself, about you. So we have this things known to self and things known to other, which we call open self. Okay, so this area is something that it's everyone knows, like maybe your name, your address, what you do, what you like, whatever. This is your open area. Then we have this things which are known to self.
Madam, are you there? I think our resource person, there is some problem with her network issue. Let's wait for some another 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think I lost the connection.
Okay, madam, we can hear you.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Now so fine. So you can see here the Johari window, something which is not known to yourself but known to others. Maybe some bad habits, like I said, that say for example, I'll give myself as an example. I have been told, okay, like I usually ask students feedback and I'm told I speak very fast. Okay. So now that I know that I something which I don't know, I'm trying to consciously work on that. Okay. Something, it may be some good talent which I have, but some good qualities which other people know but may not be aware. You yourself are not aware. Okay. Then then there is something which we call an unknown area or dark area. That is some unexplored part about your personality, about what something that you don't know, which other people also don't know. It can be something which you have not explored, some hidden talents, right? So you see, there are lots of things which happen, say in the colleges, when people come to schools, colleges, okay, they may not have had experiences regarding sports and all that, but when they are forced to have to participate in this college week and all that, then they realize, oh, I'm very good in this sport. I'm a very good singer. I never realized. I'm a very good dancer. I never realized this. So you see, given the situation and condition, you realize these things. You explore, you put yourself, you try to do new things, and then you try to explore some hidden things, unknown things. So, like I said, open self, then hidden self. So, hidden self, that means which are known to ourselves but not revealed to others. So, it may be informations and feelings which we are not aware, which we are not willing to reveal to others. Okay. So when we do self-disclosure, that means we tell people about ourselves, about our feelings, our secrets. Okay, I'm not telling people to everyone to disclose their secrets, but then you see when we try to say about our fears, okay, about our feelings, then then you see that hidden area, people get to know you more. Obviously, you should not be doing this activity with everyone. But if you want to broaden your relationship with certain person, with your colleagues, maybe your family, with your spouse, then disclosing this help you in building trust and then building a good relation. Then blind self, that is things that known to us, known about by others, but we are not aware. So maybe some personality traits that you are not aware of. Okay, some people may think that I am a very good orator, but I think that I'm not at all a good speaker, right? Some people think that I am very good in organizing the things, but I may not be aware of it. Until and unless somebody compliments and give feedback, I may not be aware of that. Somebody might think that I'm very terrible in giving advice, or maybe say anything. I'm a terrible cook, but until and unless somebody gives me feedback, I may not be able to improve my cooking skills. So this is what we call blind self. So it is increased by soliciting feedback. You really ask feedback. That's why now it's becoming like say very important. No, I think give feedback. So feedback is a means of area where we know where we can improve. Then unknown things, like things inaccessible to the both parties, may contain may forgotten repressed by the individual, or maybe unexplored talents, fears, etc. So you see, now this we can know what you call fear factor. That fear factor, okay, some what you call that why they are doing it. They are having that fear. They want to conquer that fear, that I can overcome my fear. Okay, some unexplored talents that I know. So for example, you have been very idle, you have not been very athletic, but you saw say you come faced with a tiger, then who knows, you might even this one what you may even outdo very good athletes. You may just run at your own for your life, no? So you see, like say this is just a example, but you see in life when you are given a situation, when life provides you with a challenging situation, you realize that you are capable of much more than you thought that you were here. Important cues of Johari Window is that the more the open area, that means the more people know about you, the more you know about yourself, it is the lead to life of happiness and success. So do you agree? more the open area, the more you'll be happy, the more you'll be success. Okay, so the more you ask for feedback, the more it's about knowing yourself, the more it's about bettering, making a better version of yourself. The more you do self-disclosure, the more you confident you become about yourself, the more you are able to trust and build relationships. Okay, so if a person knows that he is good at in listening to others and understanding them, and others also know about it, others will have more faith in him, and he is likely to be good, get good success in his interpersonal relations. I'm a good listener. Okay, I know that. That is my asset. My friends also knows that. My colleagues knows that. Okay, so I may utilize this skill for betterment in my personal as well as professional issues. Whatever is there in our close area make us uncomfortable. I hope everyone will agree. What is there? If you're holding secrets, it consumes lots of energy. It makes you feel uncomfortable. So if it is something positive and it is in the close area because of our hesitation or inertia, or because we do not spend enough time to strengthen it, then, or maybe because of our fear or shyness. So I know that I'm a good singer. I feel afraid. I have stage fright. So you see, that is not good, right? You should be showing the talent that you have. I'm a good writer, but I have never got time to focus on it, or I don't know, say nobody is encouraging me. So you see some hidden talents that you have, but you're not yet disclosing it to others. Okay, so that is not good. If there are negative aspects of our close area which denotes our fear and which reduces our trustworthiness, however, when we collect the courage to bring our weakness and open and start working to overcome them, they become our strength. So I don't know how to say, for example, I don't know, uh, I don't know statistics very well. Okay, for being a good researcher, statistics is very important. But if I shy away from disclosing it or accepting it myself, will I be able to improve on my weakness? Obviously, no. Right. So all these negative aspects, okay, needs to be and say brought out in the public, or you can say disclose to somebody whom you trust. Work on together so that you build the, say, your weakness becomes your strength. You'll be able to do away with the negatives. There are certain things in the blind area which others understand about us, but we do not realize. Okay, so if they're positive, there is no use unless we know about them. So like I said, I'm a good, say I may be good at doing something, but if nobody gives me the feedback, I may not be able to know that. Okay, if they are negative, they reduce our respectability and make us vulnerable to unannounced problems which may have to encounter, which may have to face. Say, for example, if a person has a habit of using wrong words or rough language while talking to others, it may lead him to some interpersonal issues unintentionally. Okay, so may not be aware, but my words are always very hurtful. I always speak of very, like, say, hurtful words, or maybe using the wrong language at the wrong place. So if nobody gives me this feedback to try to improve upon it, then or maybe I may not be in a, say I'm too arrogant to accept this type of feedback and I'm not working upon it, then obviously chances are that I'll have troubles later on in my relations, right? So these things, the blind area needs to be improved through feedback. That means ask feedback about good things. Good things, well, you feel good when people give you good feedback. And negative feedback should be taken positively so that you can improve upon that, work upon it, and make a better version of yourself. The most important aspect in our life is the dark hidden area. So deep rooted fear and our deep buried talents lie in the dark area. We realize them when we face a big challenge. So I hope you will agree. Until and unless life throws you a challenge, you will not be able to encounter or bring your talents or realize that you have those talents. At times, we feel highly confident of ourselves after successfully facing a tough situation because we then realize that we can exercise patience, or we have the ability to work hard or to learn new skills than we ever thought we that earlier. So when you have a very tough situation, we always say that tough people, they endure and become more tougher, become more stronger. So you see, when given the tough situation, given the challenge, they face it, learn new things, and they become more stronger, they become more confident. Okay, so it's about realizing more things about you yourself, how much you're capable of that you were not aware of earlier. So the most important cue which Johari window give us is that the more open area, the more comfortable and successful we are likely to be in life. So the aim should be opening that open area, the first quadrant that is known to self and known to others. The more we try to explore our hidden self, the more we try to open our blind self, okay, the more successful and happy will be in life. So we should constantly work towards enlarging the open area by strengthening our qualities and putting them in positive use, being more introspective and open to self-assessment, okay, overcoming our weakness, accepting various type of challenges in life for realizing our deeply hidden qualities and for winning over our deeply rooted fears. So what type of challenge is there? What qualities will be there which will be helping me to face this challenge? What fears do I have? How do I conquer my fear? So you see here, for opening the open area more, what thing is required is that, okay, if you want to know more about yourself, okay, then ask. Okay, so in the horizontal line, you can see known by self and known by other, unknown by self. If you ask people more things about you, asking people to give you feedback. What do you think about my performance? How do you think about my writing? How do you think about my cooking? How do you think about my talking? Okay, giving honest feedback. People should give you honest feedback, then you will be able to know more about your strength or your weakness. Then, known by others and unknown by others. That means you tell people, you tell people more about yourself, about your fear, about your other hidden talents, whatever. Then people will begin to realize more about you. Okay. So that is about self-disclosure. So you see, let me give you one very practical example of self-disclosure. Okay, these things are happening so much in social media. People which that type of self-disclosure which we cannot do in face-to-face situation. People are posting these things in the social media, Instagram, Twitter, and all that. And I've seen say a few people, no, like they want their dreams, their dream jobs, their dream. Say for example, okay, I will give you examples about the entertainment world. Movie film actresses, they are saying, "Oh, I want to do the bioepic." I recently saw some the upcoming star saying, "I want to do the bioepic of Madhuri Dixit if ever it is made." Okay, so it's about attracting people. No, like if somebody is there who wanted to do, then I'm there available, giving that kind of cue. So it's about telling people what you want, what are your desires, what are fears, whatever. It gives you more opportunity. And then, like say, sometimes it may not be good, maybe, but like say, when you tell people, it opens the avenue for self-improvement, more opportunities. And so you see, it is about through self-disclosure, and the open area can be increased through feedback. The blind area can be reduced through feedback, and the hidden area can be reduced to self-disclosure by telling people. And then when me, okay, yourself and other people, you work together through shared discovery, then you can even remove and then say reduce the unknown area. Okay, so the open area is improved in this situation. So anyway, the Johari model serves as a powerful means of self-disclosure and self-knowledge, leading to personal effectiveness and self-understanding. So here, I like say this is readily available in the internet. Okay, I should have given the link, but I have not given the link. This is a very interesting exercise. Okay, listed here are some of the qualities of a person, some adjectives, some qualities. So I mean, how do you describe yourself? What qualities do you have? Okay, so you can send this to some of your friends and then ask themselves, what qualities do I have? What qualities um, uh, that then some things you'll be doing yourself also. What qualities I have? Okay, you will be listing out around 5-6 qualities. Send it to your friends. Ask your friends, what qualities do you think I have? Okay, then they will be listing all your qualities. So let's if you give it to 10 friends, 10 friends will be giving around five qualities each. So if you match, no, then you will find out that if among the 5, 8 of them is saying that you are a very confident person, but you lack self-confidence. So you realize, okay, people are seeing me as a confident person, right? So that type of self-awareness is created. The blind area is reduced. So I would encourage that. It is a very interesting exercise. You can share with your friends and among yourselves and do this activity. So anyway, self-awareness can be developed through more self-introspection. That means when you're maintaining a daily diary or journal, self-analysis of what you have done, practicing your better communication with yourself, when you're open to feedback, uncriticized feedback, then when you're ready to push your limits and do things that you have not tried earlier, moving beyond your boundary, beyond your comfort zone. And when you're able to think objectively, you will be able to be more self-aware. So anyway, I would like to conclude with this words of Gautam Buddha, that what you think you become, what you feel you attract, and what you imagine you create. So it is about you. How aware are you about yourself? So what you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. So it is important to know your flaws and faults. I hope everyone agrees. It is important to know what faults and flaws you have. It doesn't mean you dwell on them or you down yourself in your state. If you state them, if you tell them, I have this flaws, I have this weakness, it's not about making yourself down. Acknowledging them is knowing yourself. Self-awareness is how you decide what you can and want to change and what you should accept. So with this, I would like to conclude my lecture on this topic of self-awareness and effective communication. So one of the important characteristics of a student is to ask questions, so that the students ask questions. So I'm ready to take any questions and queries regarding the topic if you have.
Yes, participants who wants to ask question and who have queries can drop your message here, and I will. Okay.
Stop screen sharing. Madam, you can stop the screen sharing.
Madam, there is a question, how to measure some unknown area regarding ourselves.
It's muted.
Madam, please kindly unmute yourself.
Okay, I think I'm audible now. Yes.
Yes, madam, you're audible. There is a question, how will we measure our unknown areas?
Yes. In sociology and psychology, especially in social sciences, like you say, measurement in the place of say how tall are you? We usually measure in feet or inches and centimeter, whatever. But then there is no such things in measuring that. So we use the various type of psychometric tests and scales. So there is a scale on the Johari Window about understanding yourself. Okay, so how much you are able to understand yourself. There is a questionnaire on that. Okay, so I'm sorry I'm not able to present that, but I would like to share it. Okay, I would like to share it with you, with your Madam Victoria, and I would like to share it so that you will be able to know that have a self-assessment about where you stand. And you know, Johari window is a very subjective thing. Okay, the Johari window that you have regarding one person, your best friend, your parents, your teacher, it may be different. Okay, because how much blind area, how much say open area you have, how much closed area you have, it will vary from person to person depending upon the relationship that you share. Okay, so I would share that, obviously, yes, to measure, to see how fair you are doing, how well you're aware of yourself.
Okay. Any more questions from the participants? You can unmute yourself and you can directly interact with Madam.
Yes, please. I would love
Madam,
to have.
There is another question. I'll just read out the question for you, Madam.
Yes.
Is there any relationship between unconscious mind and dark area of Johari window?
Okay.
From Biswajit
Very-
Datta.
Okay, very interesting question. Yes, unconscious mind and dark areas of Johari windows are, uh, I would say, not unconscious, but subconscious. Okay, and the term will be subconscious. Some hidden secrets, also, no, I won't say secrets, some hidden facts and figures which you might have encountered, but you don't remember it in your conscious level. But your subconscious mind is holding on that information and may exhibit it when you face certain challenge. It may happen. Okay, so exploring the human mind is a very difficult and very challenging and also very risky thing. Okay, so you see, it is like say, I'm giving the examples from movies because I think you can easily relate to that. There was a movie called Kartik Calling Kartik, if you remember, and then that guy, he was making the phone call to himself, recording the phone call and then making the phone call to himself. So it's just like somebody, okay, his other self is calling him. But then later on it was revealed that his subconscious mind has, when he bought the telephone set, that the traditional telephone set, no, that telephone receiver set, he heard the shop owner speaking that this telephone can be recorded and you can time for giving reminder to yourself. He came to he that his subconscious mind have captured that information, and it came into play subconsciously, and he was using it to manipulate himself, okay, subconsciously. So that is also what part of some hidden thing which is there. Okay, but that is more deeper into psychology. I don't want to go into deeper that, but say some of the things which we don't know, some hidden talents and all, like this is what we basically deal about in personality development, that we some talents that we don't know, but the more pressure we give to ourselves, the more we push our limits, we develop more awareness about it. But yes, that is a very interesting question. And how to improve my weakness of talking facing with stranger. Okay, so that's a very, you see, they frequently asked question with so much answers. But you see, I would say the answer depends on yourself. There is no clear cut technique. The more you practice, the more you realize. Okay, because you see, self-awareness is about understanding yourself. If you are aware, okay, this Gulamani. So I would like to say that you are facing this, okay, that you are aware that you have this weakness of talking to strangers. You don't like feel confident while talking to strangers. So since you have realized this, so the work has to be done by yourself. How do I improve upon my talking with strangers? Okay, so there are various techniques that which are available in the external level. Okay, practicing it more often, asking people about, say, nowadays so many things are there in the YouTube, no? So about how to talk to people more effectively. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. But the first step, which I'm focusing right now, is the internal thing, understanding, realizing what problem do you have. Okay, so since you have made the realize your problem, the work should come from you externally with some aid from outside. Okay, so that you should work more practically, so that confidence can be developed.
Okay, so I feel that
Failure,
the clarification
let there
is
be mistake. Yes, yes.
okay.
Just tell me. Yeah. I think, yeah.
So I
There is
hope
some
all the okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so I hope all the clarifications has been cleared. So today again, we are blessed with another very informative session. Madam, you have not only explained the importance of effective communications in our life, You have also motivated us how to handle different situations of life. I extend my heartiest thanks to Madam from our organizing committee and also from all the participants that you gave us time on this second Saturday. So today is the last day of our 8 days online training program on Success Masterclass, Personality Development with Soft Skill Training. So it is my firm belief that most of us are benefited from this 8 days training program. And I feel that now all of us will come out with appealing personality like self-confidence, positive attitude, emotional intelligence, social grace, flexibility, effective communications, and others. These soft skills training I hope that it will help us adapt with different situations of life. So before I end the program, we would like to hear some feedback from our participants from across the country. So I would like to invite Dr. Narendra Kumar Sarma sir. I would like to appreciate his continuous attendance and continuous punctuality and interest on our training program. So I would like to ask Dr. Narendra Kumar Sarma to express his feedback. Sir, you can unmute yourself and you can interact with the participants. Dr. Narendra Kumar Sarma, are you there, sir? Dr. Narendra Kumar Sarma, okay. So let's wait for sir. So another very active participants, not only from India, he is from Afghanistan, Mr. Faridullah Laljai. I request you to express your feedback regarding our training program. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, now you can unmute and you can speak.
Yes. Can I express my?
Yes, you can speak now.
Okay, first of all, I appreciate the struggle and the effort of your university, respected university. You have presented very well. Do you have my voice there?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. First of all, I appreciate the struggle and efforts of Horticultural University, University as Central University, Agriculture University. So this special conference in this special training of 8 days giving us many things. Because of that, we have learned many things in those 8 days. This will help in our future and will really help us to be a very good interviewer. So for that, the experience that we have got from this 8 days of the training was like the soft skill up for future service, which was providing all those sort of skill, that soft skill, which was very important for our, which will be very good for during interview. And we have learned the tips and tactics for studying up deeper in approach for academic and general exam. We will be prepared for like the international exam of like TOEFL, GRE, GMAT. For those exam, we have learned those strategy that how to be prepared and how to study. And also for academic section of the exam, we have learned those soft skill that we should to study those specific question banks or any other related materials. As we have learned in those 8 days, the soft study those things which can impact on our marks during academic exam. As academic exam, we have discussed here that it is especially for scoring increasing, and it will increase your score, nothing else. And also we have learned the approach of the profile, like we should to have a very good profile, especially to use length to show ourselves as a real, and to show some experience on our profile. And also beside the length, we should to have a very good background on our resume in CV, and those all will combine a very good position for us. And when we call for interview, we will be well prepared. And those things, the do's and doesn't like prove in kinds of interview we should do and we should don't do. We have learned about those skill, the e-contact that is important, as the body language, the communication skill that we should have to possess for a good position. So those was all things that we discuss during this 8 days of soft skill for future service, which was also very effective for us. And the academic section, this soft skill training will help forever, and we will be a very good candidate for every interview because of that 8 days, as we have learned many things to be normal in emotional side, and also be very well prepared for the irrespective of interview. So those things will holistically help us to possess with a very good position. Our all, when we have just joining this conference, it shows that how much we should to be prepared. So it's give us the message, clear message of this 8 days, the soft skill, that without soft skill we cannot get more things. As especially I'm a professional of BBA economics, so I have got a lot of knowledge regarding management and management theory. So now currently studying MBA and Solar Up MBA with the Central University of Punjab. So I just imagine that this soft skill will give me a very good position in the future side, because as you may know that I'm a very well qualified candidate for MBA. So got the scholarship by ICCR, and now when those skill I have studied, the most important thing that I got for organization and for my interview, that is that like when I just call for interview with any position, the one sentence that we have got from those soft skill training, that was I will be always remembering, and I will be always pausing for this sentence, that I will be telling, I'm an asset for your organization, I am interested in this organization. So I will be always convincing the other side in my spec side, so which will be truly help me to build a career in a very good position. Before that soft skill conference, we don't know what is interview. So now we just got that it's just a formal communication in a party between two parties or individual. So which without those like soft skill training will be impossible for us to cope with such interview and such skills, which was like we have studied many things. But in those soft skill that we got the holistic picture of like how to prepare our resume in CV, and also how to possess it in the future for interview, as we will be looking forward after the MBA for a job. So this job will be not possible, especially the paper will, the term paper or the paper that is given for the entry exam, we will pass. But without the interview, when we don't well prepare for the interview, this will be impossible to be recruited and to be employed in top organization. So, but this soft skill training helped me a lot, that I will be a very good candidate for every position, and I will be forces like a best candidate. So those soft skill will help me forever to be a good candidate for interview and to be recruited and employed in a very good organization. Thank you. Thanks once again for such kind of facilities and such kind of programs. So we wish and hope so to see many more in the future. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Faridullah Laljai, for your wonderful feedback, and thank you for being a wonderful participants. So now I request Dr. Narendra Kumar Sharma, if you are there, you can express your feedback, and other participants also, those who are interested, you can give your feedback to us. Anybody interested? Not interested, actually, we request you. Okay, so we hope that we could contribute something in your life in this training program. It will definitely help you in your life. With this, I would like to request our co-organizing secretary, Dr. T. Mataulabi Chanu, to express her vote of thanks. Madam? Okay.
First of all, very good afternoon to everyone. Is my voice audible? Please, anyone write
Yes,
in the
madam.
chat box?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
We can hear you, madam.
Okay. Okay, then once again, a very good afternoon to one and all. Actually, it is a moment of great pleasure to propose the vote of thanks to this validatory function of 8 days training program on personality development with soft skill training. I, TM Chanu, on behalf of the whole organizing team and or the participant side, would like to begin the vote of thanks by extending sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor A.K. Misra and Director of Instruction, Dr. S. Basanta, and Dr. P. Raza, Associate Professor, Chairman, Chief Patron, and Chairman of this training program for letting us organize this type of program, which is very much essential in the present days. Though all of them are not able to be present here in this virtual validatory session due to their busy schedule, the whole team acknowledges your support and blessings that you have bestowed upon us. And I'm also very much thankful to this Dean Professor B.N. Hazarika sir for his encouragement and proper guidance. And sincere thanks goes to Dr. C.S. Victoria, Organizing Secretary, and all the co-organizing secretary for taking up all the pain to make this program a grand success, especially Dr. Victoria for choosing a topic which is essential to everyone, especially to the youth and student who will be facing various types of interviews. And extending sincere thanks to all the resource person who took out their valuable time and delivered lectures on different topics with full justice, providing useful insights, which made all those sessions a thought-provoking one. Among those, today's resource person, Dr. L. Devrani, who is here with us, also spoke very well on self-awareness for effective communication. Thank you once again, Dr. L. Devrani. And my thanks also goes to all the participants joining from different parts of the country to attend this 8 days training program. And sincere acknowledgement to all the people, staff or non-teaching staff, faculty, who have helped directly or indirectly to make this training program successful in these hard times of pandemic. Last but not the least, I extend sincere acknowledgement to ICAR for taking up such project that is NIHAF, National Agricultural Higher Education Project, with financial assistance of the World Bank to strengthen the national agricultural education system in the country by providing opportunities to conduct this type of training program through different institutes, in which IDP, NIHAF, Pasigat and their CAU is also one. So overall, by seeing the responses and interest of all the participants throughout the sessions, it is truly believed that from this training program, participants have benefited in various angles, which will surely help them in shaping their overall personality development. With this few words, I thank you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your wonderful vote of thanks and also for the efforts you have given. You have helped me in making this training program successful. I, being the organizing secretary and the course director of this program, I also extend my heartiest thanks to our Dean of the College, Professor V.N. Hazarika, and co-chairman of NAHEP project, Dr. P. Raza, and all other co-organizing secretaries, especially Madam N. Surmina Devi, for always helping me out in making this training program successful. And again, I extend my thanks to all the participants. I hope that you all have a very wonderful learning session, and hoping to meet you in the future. And all of you, I would like to tell that your certificates for participation we will give within 7 days, and we will see the 70% attendance, and the certificates will be given to the participants. Thank you. Have a good day, and hoping to see you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.